A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the abridged version of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. As we speak, a game currently going on in the English Premier League. Manchester United taking on Crystal Palace. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Will Manchester United be able to cut the lead of Manchester City back to 12? It will be interesting to see that one. And of course, Leicester City were able to salvage a draw in their English Premier League encounter today. There was a goal made in Nigeria, a pass from Wilfred Ndidi, and leading up to a goal from Kelechi Iheanacho. We'll talk about all of that for you on the show tonight. But let's bring you into the abridged version. If there's something you want to talk about on the show tonight, this is how you can be a part of the show. Let's do this tonight. Let's have some conversation and have fun with the few minutes we have left on the show. You can be a part of the show tonight. Send us a response tonight. ChannelsTV.com. Get across to us on Facebook, Channels Sports, and on Twitter, that verified handle that we always talk about, @channels_sports. And I promise you, the conversation never ends. Let's keep it going tonight, and let's talk. A lot has happened in sports, but we start from home today and talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League and also the NWFL Premiership. Okay, I think we should also give you a slice of tennis. So I'll probably start with the Rotterdam Open. Let's just quickly tell you a couple of upsets right there in Rotterdam. You have Daniil Medvedev and Alexander Zverev. Both have been dumped out of the competition, and we'll talk about it as pictures on your screen. Medvedev lost to Serbia's Dusan Lajovic. He lost 7-6, 6-4 to his Serbian opponent. Was a shock. Most people weren't expecting him to lose because he was the top seed. And you could see the frustration in that one. Of course, you know, he was a finalist at the Australian Open, and of course the frustration got to him. So that's Medvedev losing to Dusan Lajovic, like I said, 7-6, 6-4. All right. Also on the losing side is Germany's Alexander Zverev. He lost to Alexandra Bubik of Kazakhstan in that game. He lost 7-5, 6-3. Of course, pictures on your screen. Bublik, the guy from Kazakhstan, defeating Zverev. A lot has been expected from Zverev and Medvedev, but I do believe it's just a little blip. Okay, so let's just allow you to enjoy this, and at the end of it, listen to Alexander Zverev give us some sort of explanation for his loss.
Game, Bublik.
I think it's a lot to do with the Technifiber ball. To be honest, I know that other players are also not very happy about it. I think a lot of guys came to the HP office and said a few things. So it's more the ball for me. You know, today I was serving in an indoor event. I served 1 ace, so it's not really something that I'm used to. Also, the ball stays extremely low, which for me, 2 meters tall, is not very easy at times. Yeah, I think it's just the combination of the court and the ball, to be honest, which makes it quite hard to play for me. I think HP maybe should go through a little bit more of testing of the balls. But yeah, it's not. Look, I don't want to be the guy again that is going to be in the media and says everything is horrible or anything like that. No, that's not the case at all. I think the tournament is brilliant. The organization is great. Everything how they're doing is very good.
Zverev, I got to shake my head. The ball at the courts as the excuse, all right? We'll leave it at that. Allow you to make up your mind about it. He says he doesn't want to be the guy who looks like he's complaining, but that sounds like complaint to me. Anyway, let's move on and talk about what's happening in Doha. Let's talk about the only surviving player from Africa, Aruna Kodri, is still in there. The World Table Tennis Championship that is currently going on. Aruna Kodri, we told you yesterday he was going to be up against an Indian opponent, Satya Yanasekaran. But of course, he was able to get the job done. 11-7, 11-4, 11-8. That's in a round of 32. 3-0 he ended in favor of Aruna Kodri in the men's singles. And of course, he's been able to go past the round of 32. And the way and manner the Nigerian dismissed the newly crowned Indian national champion confirmed the quality of Aruna once again as he dominated the match from start to finish. And of course, he was very, very happy. With this win, Aruna will now face a familiar face in Portugal's João Geraldo, who had a walkover over Slovakia's Yang Wang. So next opponent for Aruna Kodri is going to be João Geraldo. So we'll see what happens in that one. But it's good to hear and very heartwarming to note that right there in Qatar, Aruna Kodri once again showed his class by defeating his Indian opponent. And hopefully there will be more to come. And we'll come back here to talk about victory over the Portuguese. I hope that's what we're going to be reporting tomorrow. Best of luck to Aruna Kodri. Is the only African left in the men's singles. We'll see how far he can carry the hopes and aspiration of the continent. Let's move on. We're progressing nicely on the show. I'm hoping at some point we'll be joined by my partner on the show tonight. I'm hoping at some point we'll be able to scale the hurdles and make it happen. But as we go on, we talk about the Nigerian, the Women's League, the NWFL Premiership. Let's just quickly bring to you some of the results. Let's do that quickly while we try to sort things out and get that conversation going. And a lot of interesting results today. Let me reel it out all for you. Match day 8 results. Match day 8 result. Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership. That's what it is. The game between the Lagos teams. Of course, Trust FC Robo. They defeated Dream Stars ladies. You can see the margin. There's huge margin. And they defeated their opponents by a very big scoreline, 5 goals, hit them for 5. Rivers Angels defeated Royal Queens 3-0. Nazara Amazons defeated Oshun Babes 2-0. Bayelsa Queens also hammered Ibom Angels 4-0. 4-0. All right. So we talk about Confluence Queens. They also beat Abia Angels by a lone goal. The Delta Queens were able to secure victory over Edo Queens 1-0. 6 matches played today. There's another game to be played tomorrow. But those are the results for today. 6 matches played across the country. For Thursday, that's tomorrow. The game is what you have on your screen. Sunshine Queens will be taking on Pelican Stars. Promises to be exciting. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens in that one. Ladies, giving us a lot of good things to talk about. Match day 8, very interesting. Lots of goals scored in that one. And when we come back tomorrow on the show, we'll talk about the stories behind some of the results. But then again, keep your fingers crossed. Watch out for this game tomorrow. Sunshine Queens up against Pelican Stars. Let's move on quickly and talk about the guys. Some rescheduled matches played today in the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's give you the results. Not too many goals scored. Slim margin win and 2 draws. That's what you have. Plateau United and Rivers United, it was always going to be close. And no surprise when it ended 1-1, a goal apiece. Plateau United and Rivers ending 1-1. Warri Wolves and the Aba Elephants, Eimba International, it was 1-1. And you had Austin Osane scoring for the guys from. I beg your pardon. Jackson Eru scored in the 24th minute, and Victor Mbama scored in the injury time of the first half, and that's how it ended. It ended 1-1. Dakada were able to defeat visiting Wiki Tourists 2-1. Of course, Wiki Tourists thought they were going to be able to leave with a point. At some point, they equalized. But at the end of the day, Isaac George scored in the 66th minute and ensured that Dakada were able to secure victory in that one and leave with the play at home, but to get maximum points in that one. And that's exactly what happened in that game. So also very interesting times in the Nigeria Professional Football League. So that's it for the NPFL. Of course, we'll be back here again tomorrow to talk about all of that. Let's go to England quickly and tell you what happened in the English Premier League. Like I said earlier, a game currently going on as we speak. Manchester United and Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. The game is going on and it's goalless. That's it. Live is going on. It's goalless. Selhurst Park. Edison Cavani stays, making a comeback for Manchester United. Is back, and Dean Henderson as well in goal in place of David De Gea. Those are some notable changes for Manchester United. Let's start with Burnley and Leicester City at Turf Moor. Here that 1-1, a goal apiece for both sides. Burnley scored, and of course Leicester City side depleted by injuries. No James Maddison, no Avi Barnes, a couple of other players missing as well. Kelechi Iheanacho gets this chance to play, and of course he used that opportunity and he scored in the 60. He got substituted in the 67th minute, but he scored in the 34th minute. He scored for the Foxes, equalizing after Burnley had gone ahead at Turf Moor. Let's go at Sheffield United. A lot of people feel it's probably a bit too late, but of course we have to be cautious. 11 matches still left to play. Miracles do happen. With this victory, they're on 14 points in the league, but some nervy moments in that game. Phil Jagielka got sent off as early as the 57th minute. They had to play against Aston Villa with 10 men for that period. So, but that's how it's ended. All right, I was telling you about the person who's going to be my partner on the show. We've been able to sort it out. So I'm going to have this conversation with the few minutes, 4 or 5 minutes that we have left. Ojekere Akode joins me on the show. Greetings to you. Thanks for joining me tonight.
My pleasure, Yemi. Thanks for having me tonight.
All right, we're pressed for time, but I know you'll do justice to some of the things we're talking about. Let's quickly talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Your thoughts on the results from the rescheduled matches?
Nice one for Enyimba. I expected they should have won at Warri, but they got a draw. That's okay, considering the fact that they're playing Al Ahly Benghazi next Wednesday in the CAF Confederations Cup.
Sure.
They need to have a build up into that game. So playing a draw in this particular game actually shows how well they've preparing for this particular one. And you look at their performance again, and for me, Osho used key players in this particular game. So you must build up to that match against Al Ahly Benghazi. So for me, a nice one for Enyimba, picking the point at Warri Wolves.
Okay, and let's just talk about Rivers United. It does appear some internal issues, and I know that in a way you're close to the team, and probably you can help us put some perspective. That'll be your party shot on the show because we really don't have much time. So they played a draw, but what was the story behind the scene? Some of the things happening with the club recently.
Well, you fall out from that game against Aqua when they considered 3 goals, lost to Aqua in that game. But I think Rivers haven't handled it well. the big teams, the big goalkeepers, the big players all over you look at the Premier League you mentioned earlier. We've seen United concede some crazy goals, and you want to ask yourself if those guys are paid their monthly wages for conceding such goals. And when a team wins, Theophilus was in goal when they won against Celtic, home and away. And because he's considered a goal you think is not, considered a cheeky goal, then the next thing is slam him. And those words you don't use those words to describe players. I'll give you the issue with Ozil. I don't think Arsenal used such words on Ozil. At the end of the day, they managed the whole situation, and Ozil eventually left the club. But when you come and you describe your players as unprofessional, I don't think, and top players for that matter, both players have been in the national camp. So you're talking about players who are national team players. What it also means that you've in quotes, you've killed their national team career. The coach won't look at them anymore, even if he's not looking at players in the league anyway. But even if he decides to take a look at players in the league, it means you push them out of that opportunity. You've stop them having that opportunity of getting close to the national team. And when you're investigating, you investigate properly before coming with all. But it appears that the cat has been put before the horse, and I wonder how they're going to manage this situation, getting both players integrate them into the team again. Right. So from the press release, from the first press release to the second one by the media officer, I really don't think Rivers has handled this properly as a professional club.
Okay, all right. We have to leave it at that. It's unfortunate we didn't have much time to discuss about it. Hopefully, we'll get you again to help us put some perspectives to some of these things, and of course, so we can tap in from your depth of knowledge, especially about football on the domestic scene. Ojekere Aikoje, I want to thank you for your time. Hopefully, we'll get to do this some other time. All right, so that's our friend Ojekere Aikoje giving us his thoughts on things happening on the domestic scene. Well, that's a wrap on the show today. We do hope that you've enjoyed everything we've brought to you on the abridged version. We'll be back here again tomorrow when we'll have more time on our hands to talk about everything happening in your amazing, fast-paced, money-spinning world of sports. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.